All right, I have a message for you guys from the Astral. It's actually from this morning, but I'm recording tonight. I'm just having a chance to record. So it's actually a pretty interesting message. So we'll get into it. We're gonna get into we'll talk about some of the symbolism and then get into the message, and then I want to talk about some of the planetary aspects that are happening. Just a look, just touch on it a little bit because I may do a video on it tomorrow, um, because it's totally in alignment with the the message from the astral that I got this morning. So it's really cool. So let's talk about it. So it started out in a familial backyard. It was nighttime, and the people in the backyard, it was like a group of people, and they seemed to know each other. It was maybe a mix of family and people who knew each other. I wouldn't say friends, but people who knew each other. They seemed to know each other in the dream, but I had the suspicion that they didn't know each other well. So for some reason they were all grouped together. It's nighttime, it's backyard, and there's a fence, and behind the fence there's this huge structure, stationary structure. It looked, I don't know, I wouldn't call it a satellite, but it was something foreign to me. I don't know what it was, but it was shooting out all of these um, spacecrafts. These spacecrafts, though, looked like little mini Saturns. They were like I say Saturn because they looked like orbs, but with the rings like Saturn would have. However, they were pink and magenta and fuchsia, like a mix of these pink hues, these really bright pink colors, and this fixture was shooting them out. And at first, being the observer, um, I was the one who noticed them. It took a minute for people to notice and look at the sky, that there's all these planet or spacecrafts getting shot out of this fixture. And once everyone started to notice, it was like a mixture of fear, anxiety, but excitement too. And after kind of like uh, getting through the anxiety and the excitement of it, and people started talking and realizing that they'd seen this before in a dream state. um, Somebody had mentioned it, and then other people started to agree, like, yeah, they had seen that too in a dream state. So it's kind of like a dream being recognized within a dream type deal. And that was the dream. That was the the um the threshold state and remembrance. So we're going to get into the symbolism of that because I thought it was really fascinating and relevant to the energies at play right now. So the familial backyard at night is has to do with foundational programming and early life, inherited beliefs, and ancestral roots. So that's the foundation right there, um, or the baseline. A baseline reality, once known or shaped in. So same thing with the ancestral roots and early life inherited beliefs. Um, the nighttime always represents like the unconscious, unconscious material. And I wrote a lot of notes, so bear with me. Um, it represents though unconscious space or unconscious material, and then the liminal spaces that we occupy in the dream state. Also, astral space, a time of hidden truths becoming visible and events happening behind the scenes. It makes me think a lot of the moon in tarot. things you can't consciously see in your waking life, but happening behind the scenes, beneath the surface. So think of the moon in tarot. Hidden truths becoming visible, events happening behind the scenes of ordinary life at the level of deep psyche or soul memory. And then the people knowing each other, but not really. Yeah, it was a familial setting, but it was like, it just had a feel that they didn't really know each other well. So that could have to do with soul, that's like soul group imagery, um, incarnate selves, other incarnational selves, soul companions across lifetimes or timelines, and parts of your consciousness that may not have a face during waking life. So that's the symbolism for the group of people. And then the fence is always a boundary. It also acts as like a threshold between an awareness between inner and outer worlds. So um, a boundary between awareness and the unseen. What's behind it, what exists beyond the conscious reality. So the massive structure, I, I really wish I could describe how it looked. It was really something I had never seen before, something undescribable. Um, but it seems to represent a system, um, not a vehicle, but a system, because it's immovable. It's more like a generator. It's not moving anything, but it's generating. So, um, a source mechanism, a realm generator, or a timeline reality dispersal point. Um, so, not an invasion, but a release, because it was in the act of releasing these spacecrafts that look like planets. All right, so the many Saturns and what that represents, it well, Saturn, if you think of the symbolism of Saturn, it represents time, structure, karma, incarnations, um, containment. Rings are like boundaries and cycles. And then the color, or the miniature pink. What did I write here? Then the movement of it, moving up and outward, the symbolism of that, the dispersal of many timelines, incarnations, or reality bubbles. And then the color, pink, fuchsia, magenta, that correlates with the higher heart, the higher heart chakra. Of course, green is associated with the heart chakra, but red and pink and the colors of these little planets, or not little planets, little spaceships, um, uh, is the color of, it represents the color of the higher heart chakra. So interesting, especially when I get into some of the planetary aspects later. Um, so heart consciousness, elevated beyond survival, divine feminine and creative energy, divine feminine creative force, compassion without collapse, and love infused with power. Um, so it's not Saturn, it's not representing Saturn as a restriction, but Saturn transmuted. Structure, think structure infused with heart, and time infused with soul. So, and then the sky turning that luminous pink. So the sky represents the collective thought, collective soul, collective memory, the collective consciousness. So the sky actually turning this luminescent pinks, if you can imagine, it was actually a really dark sky. It was really less so blue and more like a black. So it was really a contrast of these pink hues. And the more these planets shot out, or not planets, I keep saying planets because they looked like little planets, but the more these orbs shot out, the more the light, the sky lit up with this pink luminescent hue. And that's representing the collective consciousness in individual shifts, an accumulation of of subconscious or collective subconscious shifts, um, accumulating in the collective field, a threshold where reality itself looks different. So a huge change in the collective consciousness. Um, it's classic apocalyptic energy, but not apocalyptic in the like the end of the world sense, but in the original sense, which is, it's spelled a little bit differently. It's spelled A, or well, the apocalypse is, the like the doom, the end of the world type, um, prophetic endings, but this is more like in the um, apocalypsis, which is unveiling. So the original sense of the word of apocalypse. I have to look at it because I get tongue tied when I try to say it. Apocalypsis. Apocalypsis. It's spelled Apokalpsis. Apocalypsis, which just means unveiling. And then the even the like the emotions, how the emotions split from, anxiety, fear, excitement, anxiousness. Even that is like, it's like people standing at the edge of the unknown and recognizing this shift as inevitable meaning, as being inevitably meaningful. Um, yeah. Okay. So then next, uh, the the idea that they had all witnessed this before, they had all seen this before in a dream. That's like remembering. It's meta memory, and remembering the remembering. Recognition across states of consciousness, and a shared archetypal memory or repeated soul experience, that transcends one lifetime or one dream. So that's really interesting. This suggests timeline convergence, soul contracts, and cycle or end of cycle awareness. So, and that's totally relevant too, coming out of the year 9 and into a year 10, which, year, well, one beginning, coming out of a cycle of an ending of a cycle into a new cycle. So that's totally in alignment with our timeline of where we're at now. Oh, and also in the dream, someone had mentioned, um, this may be the last days as we know it, or the last, the last in our last day in this incarnation. That was the vibe in the astral. It was like, this is it. This is either the end of life as we know it, or the end of this incarnation, meaning we wake up to, our, how our wake up to spirit. So, um, that is, it was like a knowing that it's not the end of everything. That realization alone, it's not death and destruction, but the end of, things as we know it. So it's the language of identity shift, and not annihilation, collective shifting, and not, death or destruction quite. I mean, yeah, it does have some tower like elements when you think about it, because, um, the tower isn't just a literal destruction and dissolution of everything, but it could be a total um, a total shift in thinking and your mental state and a belief system entirely. So, like, from going from living in an existence where with no aliens to a reality where you're living in an existence, coexisting in existence with aliens. Just using that as an example, as um, that could be like a tower moment where you have a complete shift in belief systems, and things that have were to, of the norm to you and has shifted and changed. All right, I think you get it. So it reflects the ending of a worldview, the collapse of a familiar structure or self or reality, a transition point between incarnational modes. So that's the symbolism of the dream. I thought that was quite um, unique, just really fascinating. Hang on, really fascinating to me. So the message is, and I'm going to read it to you. You're becoming aware of a larger system of reality or time. You are remembering something that isn't new, only newly accessible, a conscious level event, a dispersal level of new realities, an ending of a mode of incarnation, and the seeding of many others. Think the Ace of Pentacles, which is really significant when I get into the planetary aspects. Um, this is not fear based transformation, but creative, heart led convergence. I wrote convergence, but I meant emergence. So, convergence or emergence. Um, I'll have to look up what emergence, why I wrote convergence instead of emergence. I wrote it both, but I meant emergence when I wrote down convergence. So, um, what this likely points to in waking life, a phase shift in how you experience reality. We've already seen an increased. I mentioned in my last video how a lot of people are changing careers. Some in careers that they've spent decades in school you know, going to school to get these high level degrees in order to be in careers that are no longer fulfilling, and they're leaning to more and more creative pursuits and creative aspects, or maybe some even still in these careers, but um, feeding their creative aspects and that right side thinking, creative side a little bit more. It means increase in synchronicities and intuition and knowing before knowing. So, really, and I've noticed this with myself as well, just an increase in my intuition and synchronicities like crazy. I actually have a messages are coming faster than I can record them. I actually have a message from Sunday. Today's Monday. I'm not sure when I'm going to upload this. Maybe tonight. But from Sunday, I have a message, but I wanted to get this one out now because I feel like the energy of it is time conducive to the planetary energies at play. And then, but an uptick in synchronicities and intuitive hits. So a loosening of old structures, which is like Saturn without collapse. More heart-led creativity expression coming online. We've already discussed that. New ideas arriving fully formed. So that has a lot to do with getting downloads and information where it's like a spark of inspiration, fully formed inspiration, where you have just the whole dang idea fully formed, ready to be executed, not just glimpses or pieces of, um, you know, the puzzle or a puzzle. Feeling ahead of conversations or trends, a sense of inevitability paired with peace. Like there wasn't any, like it was something shocking and something new and um, jarring to the senses to see, but it wasn't outright fear of annihilation or destruction. There wasn't that. Even with a feeling of ending, like if this isn't the end of everything as we know it, or even the end of this particular incarnation, it was like this inner knowing. Think the high priestess type energy, this inner knowing that either things are going to change in reality or we're going to wake into a new reality. So it was like this inner knowing that it's not fully the end. There's even more, even if you're not in this body, in this incarnation, there's more. Um, so, um, yeah, inevitability paired with peace. So that that's what that message most likely meant in waking life. That dream message in the astral. So now I want to talk a little bit about the planetary aspects because I feel like it plays a really big role. Something's going on right now that it's being called a love explosion, and we have something coming up within. It's at the energy of it has actually started. It started on the 2nd, and it'll be going through all the way until the 14th. But we just had Mars move into Capricorn. So now we still have that stellium in Capricorn, um, Venus, Mars, and the Sun, and then I believe Mercury too. But the main and most important one that just moved in is Mars, where it's exalted. So what that means is Mars is at its peak performance in Capricorn, which is really good. Whenever a planet is exalted in a sign, it does really well. That's really good energy for us to work with. And with us having Venus in that sign as well. And then we have um, Jupiter in Cancer right now still. And Jupiter's exalted in Cancer, and Jupiter is our planet of expansion and luck and abundance. And so, and then we have what's in Aries right now? I can't remember what's in Aries right now, but it won't be for long, whatever it is. But oh yeah, the moon. The moon is in Aries right now. But it's going to be shifting, and once it does, okay, so once once the moon shifts into Virgo, oh, and then we have Uranus and Taurus. So I don't remember the date that's on when the moon is going to shift into Virgo, but soon, between this time frame of the 14th and the 2nd and the 14th, that's what's going to create this grand Earth trine with the stellium in Capricorn, Uranus in Taurus, and then the moon will be in Virgo. So, what that means, think the flippin' Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is manifestation, physical manifestation. Think long term stability, anything having to do with material in the 3D. And to your advantage, the Ace of Pentacles the Ace of Pentacles is something for you to plant to turn into the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is about long-term stability, some legacy type wealth, legacy in general. So whatever you plant with that Ace of Pentacle is going to grow, think exponentially, um, with into the Ten of Pentacles. It's being grounded with that grand Earth trine. So you have Mars and Venus, the planet of love and beauty, and the planet of get shit done, make shit happen, in in Capricorn, where it's structured and disciplined and real. And then the energy of Jupiter, luck and expansion, and then that moon going into Virgo. So the energy of that all together really creates this opportunity to um, it's really it's really to ground your love into something long term, um, committed and real. The signs that are going to be most affected by this energy is, oh, and then I forgot Taurus, Uranus and Taurus. So Uranus is like the tower, okay? That's like sudden change, upheaval, you know, good, good or bad. But in this situation, in this scenario, I would say let's hope for the best. Let's manifest the best, because why not? This energy is for your advantage. So if you're consciously create something that you want. This energy is there to support you in that, and it's very rare. I believe was it October? Either October or November, we had a grand water trine, and that was like the Ace of Cups. That was like an emotional overflow. That was like a heart opening type energy, or at least the opportunity for it, in a heart clearing. And then I believe we just recently had, don't quote me on this either because I can't remember exactly the date, but I believe we had a grand air trine as well, which was, if you think the Ace of Swords, like mental clarity and thoughts and ideas and coming to you, just, but this is the Ace of, like the Ace of Pentacles, so material manifestation, um, especially in regards to love. Let's see. So the signs that are going to be most effective by this, which we're all going to feel it, but it's really going to affect Capricorn, um, Virgo, and Cancer. So if you want to look to see where if you have any of those major placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in Capricorn, Cancer, or Virgo, then it's gonna really hit you hard. um, but but if you don't have any major planetary placements in your birth chart, for those signs, look to see where, because we all have, these signs in our birth chart. Look to see what house and what planet is in that house and what house those energies are in. So you'll know by which house it's in, you'll know which area of your life it'll affect you most, aside from love. All right. So, let's see what else. Oh, and you'll want to pay attention too to what's in your fifth house. All right, so that's what we have for the planetary alignments, and then the message from the astral. I do want to pull a couple cards for you guys from, of course, the cosmic seed, because we're talking about planets. We're talking about planets. And then also I'll end you with, oh good, we're only 29 minutes in. Let me knock on some wood. End you with a Gateway to Light Oracle, because activations. So Cosmic seed, what do we have? Also, I already set the intentions before I started recording that these messages reach who they need to reach for their highest good, and called in my guides for guidance without distortion and for clear messages. So just putting that out there. And protection. All right. What do we have for the collective? Ooh, the cosmic seed came out. Shut up. Beesway. Beesway. Shut the front door, the cosmic seed. All right, that was too many. Oh, and the Ace of Pentacles. Shut up. I could slap everybody right now. Shut up. I don't even need to pull anything else. And the Eight of Wands. Wow. Okay. So the Cosmic Seed, that's the bonus card in this deck. And it's the womb of creation. It is the 0 in the 10-year. It's co-creation with spirit, source, your higher self. It's where multiple timelines exist, multiple realities exist, where you have an opportunity to condense and collapse into the highest one that you want. So really tune in and get present and coherent. Practice your coherence, your level of coherence, so that you can get present and consciously, really consciously create what you want to ground and bring in, and be brave and bold about it. This energy of Mars in Capricorn, it's really inviting you to let go of let the masks fall, let your authentic selves come out, let your freak flags fly, and be bold. Mars is a planet of being bold and decisive and forward moving. So, and then the flipping Ace of Pentacles. Look at that, y'all. I love that. The Ace of Pentacles, that's the seed being handed to you to plant and grow into the Ten of Pentacles for your ultimate, your generational legacy, what you want to leave behind, what you want to be. You know, when it's all said and done, what did you leave behind? What did you do? What are you proud of? You know, what did you create? Even if that's just a happy family, you know, no pressure. Just as long as it's something that's meaningful to you, it's going to look different. That Ace of Pentacles is going to look different to everyone. And then we have the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And the Eight of Wands is about communication, but and also fast moving energy. So fast moving energy, focused in that's available to you to focus in one direction and hit your mark. So yeah, use that energy to your advantage. I can't believe the effing cosmic seed came out, y'all, with the Ace of Pentacles. He got me twisted. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so we're going to pull from, and this is such a beautiful deck. Look at these cards. Look at these cards. Look at this cosmic seed. And they have the blue, it's, they're old, but they have the blue edges, the metallic blue. All right, so that's our tarot from the cosmic seed. Now let's pull from the gateway of light activation oracle, and then I'll end you guys there. I'm trying to have my video shorter. Somebody's just long-winded, I swear. It's exciting though. To me, it's exciting. It may not be for everybody, but whoever it is for, yay. All right, Pleiadian activation came out. And let's see if we can get another one. Ooh. We'll take one. Solar light upgrade. Nice. Okay. So, Pleiadian activation. Let's see that. Pleiadian activation. I'll hold it up in a minute. Oh, good. It's in. I always forget. Is it in alphabetical order? LMNOP. There we go. This guy's asleep next to me. He's already had dinner and ran amok. That's how I should start recording, after he's eaten and it has already ran amok. Amok, amok, amok. All right, coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. The Pleiades, also known as the Seven Sisters, is an open star cluster found in the northwest of the constellation Taurus. These bright blue luminous stars, which formed in the last 100 million years, are among the stars closest to the Earth and are the cluster most obvious to the naked eye. It is for this reason that they have been connected to many spiritual traditions through the ages. This gateway transports us to space where we can witness the great coming together of the Pleiades. Each and every single star within the cluster is representative of a nation of divine beings. The Pleiadians are said to be human like beings who honor the feminine and live in an advanced way that we on earth could also experience if we were to accept and honor the holiness of the female body. We were just talking, and that was part of the message too, the divine feminine energy coming online and being really active right now. Honor feminine and live in an advanced way that we on earth could also experience if we're accepting honor the holiness of the female body. If we were able to travel to Pleiades in the third dimensional world, we would not find these beings, however, for they have transcended the physical state and operate on a higher vibration. To connect, find the Pleiades in the night sky or look at an image online and then say, Great Pleiadian guides, thank you for showing me how to heal the matriarchal line and honor the feminine so that I can support a more balanced and evolved form of existence. Your message. Oh, and it's on page 119, which is 11. And we just came out of that portal. Anyway, and we have another 11 portal coming up on the 11th and the 10th. Anyway, Pleiadian energy is about coming together in peace and in harmony. You are blessed to receive this gateway, for it is a powerful message of assurance that whatever uncomfortable energy you are experiencing right now, you will soon be washed away. The Pleiadians are beings who live in complete honor of their planets and their people. They acknowledge that in seeing and connecting with one another, they have an opportunity to see and experience the divine. They also know the consequences of disrespecting others. It's for this reason that this is no longer possible for them. If you are being challenged by loved ones now, aim to shift the dynamics of this relationship through a loving approach. The lesson you are facing at this time is an opportunity to heal old wounds and operate from a higher state of being, the higher heart chakra. And look, for this message, I call this my heart chakra shirt because it has a big old heart that's green and red, and it has like lights or gold coming off of it. Yeah. All right. So next we have solar light upgrade. Solar light upgrade. Here we go. Solar plexus chakra, inner fire, willpower. The solar plexus chakra is found just above the belly button in the pit of the stomach. It's the energetic gateway that governs our gut, our instincts, and on an energetic level, our willpower and drive. This space can be described as a glowing sun. It is a space of warmth that gives us the necessary focus and energy to fulfill our purpose and realize our dreams. When the solar light gateway opens, our solar plexus becomes an infinite well of light in the pit of our being. This is a source of daily inspiration and ancient wisdom. When we feel our willpower increasing, we are remembering that we have prepared for many incarnations for the opportunities we have today. Connect. Place both your hands on the pit of your stomach. Breathe to them, visualizing a great fiery light switching on. Call your solar plexus up and out. Your message: the light of the great central sun is shining on you, activating you to push onward and create. This is a time, this is a perfect time to move forward with projects, goals, and intentions. Align your energy with whatever you are ready to create and experience. Focus on what you are ready to grow and where you are ready to expand. As you focus on your goals, you are giving them energetic encouragement to flourish and open like the warm summer sun kissing the ground, encouraging the flowers to grow and bloom. That sunlight has arrived. It's here. It's here in you now. Thank you. That's a beautiful message. And it reminds me of, the sun in Capricorn and Mars in Capricorn. And then with our tarot, with that Ace of Pentacles and that Eight of Wands energy and that cosmic seed. So perfectly in alignment with our tarot and our message from the astral. So that's what I have for you today. I hope this message finds you well and it resonated with you. If it did, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If it did not resonate with you, check back again next time. Maybe the next message will. And until then, that's all I have. Keep on rising, y'all. Bye.